Are you going to talk to us? I don't care. Yeah, get the badge.
Have you ever just looked at somebody and immediately determined in your head that they're trying to compensate for something? That's exactly the feeling I got with this Napoleon Complex cop, who kinda reminds me of Lord Farquaad from Shrek. I apologize, I guess you could say that's low-hanging fruit. Ha 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 ha. Alright, let's get serious now. That short cop with anger management issues is Bill Per Year of the Kirksville Police Department in Missouri. He is the primary perpetrator, with his accomplices being Silas Crawford and Mike Davis, with the victim of this unlawful detainment and arrest being Kansas City Accountability. This man was doing nothing more than conducting a silent audit around this bank. He remained on a public sidewalk the entire time, never went inside of the bank, and was just recording whatever he could see from public, even the people and stuff that was in the bank. Notice how there is no crime being committed here. But even so, when the cops show up, especially with Bill Per Year, and yeah, I do think that's a pretty weird combination of names to have, that's when things take a turn for the worse. Officer Bill Batch number 244 proceeds to escalate the situation for virtually no reason at all, other than him thinking that KCA was not allowed to be recording the inside of that bank, even from a public sidewalk.
Excuse me. Excuse me. What's going on? What you up to? Let's take videos.
I stood in front of him, put my hand there, told him to stop. He's not listening. He completely just pretended like I didn't exist. My manager, my assistant manager came up here and told him to stop. We stood in front of the window. We put a sign in front of the window. Every time we put the sign here, he moves over to take more video. No, absolutely not.
Has he said anything to you?
No. Completely quiet, hasn't said a word. But we can't let him just keep the video of our hall. Like, that's not okay.
Did you shut that off?
Central 315, go ahead with your traffic.
Parlez français?
So he's holding the camera up to the window,
Yes.
recording the inside.
I have
You
video
can't do
of
that.
him.
Parlez français?
I don't know what and he keeps pointing. He
No.
was like, he was
He was just
doing
doing
this,
this.
counting. Like,
This is the guy from the other guy.
Okay.
I have him on video as well.
Yeah, him holding the camera up to the window, recording the inside. He can't do that.
No, absolutely not.
315, do you have
He was like, I don't know what he was counting. Like, he was like doing this counting, and then he walked over here to the video of his license plate.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just doing that. I don't know.
Okay. Well, you have to communicate with him. He needs to leave. He needs to stop doing that. He needs to leave.
Parlez français?
And I don't know that the bank is gonna let him keep that video. I'm just letting you know that's gonna be a big he's got
You need to
video.
speak. You need to talk. Parlez-vous
Speak.
français? English?
Parlez-vous français?
What do you speak? I know you're on the sidewalk, but you can't record the inside of a building. That's an invasion of privacy. You can't do that. Even from the sidewalk, you can't do that. Yeah.
Yep.
You think somebody can walk up to your house and hold the camera into the window and start recording inside your house? No, you can't do that. Now, are you going to speak with us? Yeah, I don't care about the sidewalk. Are you going to talk to us? I don't care. Yeah, get the badge number. Are you going to leave? Are you going to leave? No, because you're recording the inside of the... Leave. You're not going to communicate with us? Do you have an ID with you? Do you have an ID with you? Pat him down for an ID if he's not going to cooperate. You are being detained. No, no, no. You are being detained.
First 2,000 a minute for unlawful.
I don't care. I don't care. You want to play these games, not listen? Check for his ID. What do you not understand about you cannot hold a camera up to a window to record the inside of a building? That is not constitutionally protected.
Can't trespass my eyes. I'm on the sidewalk.
That's not constitutionally protected. You think somebody can record through your window inside your house? Whatever.
On the sidewalk.
Whatever.
On the sidewalk.
Whatever. No, you can't.
Okay.
That's invasion of privacy.
What's your name?
There's no expectation of privacy in public. I'm on the sidewalk.
You're holding the camera,
I'm on the
recording
sidewalk.
it. I'm not even going to argue with you because you don't want to listen. No.
You're not listening. Listen,
No, I'm not
listen.
going to because you don't want
You came
to.
out on level 2.
Okay.
You never even de-escalated.
Because you played stupid games. I can't
But
understand what
de-escalate.
you're saying. We
Because
tried.
I don't have to talk. I can invoke my Fifth Amendment right.
Did you
I don't
get
have
his
to
ID?
talk.
There's no idea. It's just a
I hope you
Okay.
find the ID. You're going to realize you messed up.
Okay. No, we didn't mess up
You
anything.
did. You did.
Is there a name on that?
I don't know. I'll find out.
Oh boy, you are in trouble.
Like I haven't heard that before in my career.
Like you say, handle in court.
Like I haven't seen people like you play these games before.
Games.
Yes,
So the Constitution
games.
is a game to you?
No, you playing games, trying to
Constitution?
provoke. You trying to provoke a
I didn't
response.
speak to nobody. That's
Doesn't
why
matter. You're trying to provoke
It's
a
okay.
response.
I didn't even speak to nobody. I knew you would say that. I knew you would say that. That's why I want to talk.
what you did. This is State versus Angel Moses.
That's right, we the people. By his own admission, he doesn't care about the public sidewalk. He doesn't care what KCA's rights are. He just wants to arrest this man for recording the inside of that bank and making people feel uncomfortable. A clear-cut example of feelings enforcement, not law enforcement. And don't even get me started on how they detained this man in the first place. When he takes one small step back and they immediately go hands-on, slamming him into the glass, potentially breaking that window if they went too hard. Now obviously that didn't happen, but you know. Now as these cops were unlawfully searching this man and violating his Fourth Amendment, along with Officer Bill per year belittling him in the process, they come across a piece of paper that goes over KCA's court case of State versus Angel Moses. Now I did some digging into with this court case, and this just so happens to do with his unlawful arrest in Des Moines, Iowa, where they unlawfully arrested him not for failure to ID, but for interference with public duties, just because he was doing literally the same thing as he's doing in this video, recording from a public sidewalk, including the inside of a bank. This is the same department and even the exact same officers related to Des Moines, Iowa, who went on in later videos to re-educate the public and let them know that KCA was well within his rights to be doing what he was doing. In other words, this is a massive dent in the qualified immunity of Kirksville PD. On top of them unlawfully detaining this man in the back of a police cruiser for an hour, them trying to solicit a trespass against him, them muting their body cam footage to conspire against him, and them even trying to claim that some guy who was apparently doing the same thing as KCA was going literally into that bank property and filming the inside of there. And they try to claim that he has some kind of relation to KCA, which he mentions nothing of the sort. But eventually this Napoleon complex scumbag of a cop decides to finally contact his police chief in order to find out whether or not he can charge this man with disturbing the peace, which is probably the only smart thing he did throughout this encounter.
So after conferring with the chief, this is what he says. Because the windows are here and you can see into an area the public is allowed to, that what he's doing is not illegal. We can't do anything about it.
Yep, that's what I figured.
So the only choice is to close blinds or something of that nature.
And so he finally realizes that KCA was well within his rights to be recording the inside of a bank from public property, and they decide to let him go, but not before trying to get his identification first, in order to trespass him from that property. Sounds an awful lot like Jesuits v. State. We'll get back to that here momentarily. Now, I'm not sure exactly how they got this man's identification, but they did, and they soon found out that there was a warrant for his arrest.
Yeah, they broke my stuff, man.
So, Mr. Moses, I've been cool with you.
What's good?
What's your warrant out of Lee Summit for?
Be honest with me.
I ain't got no warrant at least summons.
So you do. So
I don't.
You're gonna have to go with me for a second. We're gonna confirm it, okay?
Yeah, I'm going through.
You're gonna hop in my car.
Okay, I tell you, I'm going through court with.
I have to put you back in handcuffs.
I can tell you, listen, I sit in the cop car with you, sir.
But I have to put them up front, okay?
So the warrant for his arrest was apparently for trespassing at a post office in Lee's Summit, Missouri. A link to that video will be in the description as well, but let's talk about this for a moment. Now yes, it's true that KCA had a warrant for his arrest on this trespassing notice. But, and there is a very big but, there are multiple issues with this. First off, this charge is completely invalid because KCA was on public property during public hours. He cannot be trespassed from a public building without first committing a crime. Number 2, although they tried to give him a summons for his court date on this, turns out they sent that summons to the incorrect address, which led to this warrant in the first place. And number 3, we take you back to Jesowitz v. State, which tells us that a cop cannot ascertain your identification in order to trespass you from any property, public or private. Therefore, these cops getting this man's identification the way they did, knowing that no crime was committed, was completely unlawful and would be grounds for this warrant to be inadmissible in court. There's obviously a lot more of this than meets the eye, but that's really all the time we have for this today. We're going to leave contact information down below to the Kirksville Police Department, as well as the courthouse in Lee's Summit, and their post office for all of you to hold accountable. We encourage you to be as respectful as can be if you decide to redress your grievances, but just like the acronym of our channel says, please do let all of them hear our roar. Now we encourage you to go to Kansas City Accountability's channel and stay tuned for updates there. Make sure to get subscribed to him, give him all the love and support that you feel he deserves and needs, and let him know that recognizing our rights said hello. Now once again I have to tell you, we the people, I wholeheartedly believe that if Kansas City Accountability had an attorney at his side when dealing with these tyrants, there's no way they would have unlawfully detained him or arrested him. Or at least it would have been a lot less likely. And in case the same thing happens to any of you, you need Attorney Shield. It allows you to have an attorney on speed dial, and it allows you to record your interactions with nobody being able to stop you or delete your footage. We encourage you to check that out as soon as possible by going into the description, the pinned comment, or scanning the QR code on screen. And upon checkout with whatever plan you choose, make sure to use our promo code of ROR1776 so that the rest of you can get your first purchase 10% off. Get yourselves and your family protected immediately. But with that being said, thank you once again for watching. The only other thing we want from you would simply be this: never stop loving the good old Constitution.